yesterday, we started talking about cricket. Why? Because the Nigeria Cricket Federation, they appointed a South African cricket legend, Makaya Ntini, to come and work with the technical commission. Come and see, let's see ways we can tap into your experience. We liked it. Yes, we liked it, and I'll tell you why. I reminded you guys that cricket has been played in Nigeria since the late 19th century. Nigeria used to have so much pride with cricket. The federal government colleges, they used to play cricket. We used to have a viable league. But all of that, we went to sleep and it didn't really happen. So there's a new board now led by Yahaya Adam Ukwenya. He's the president of the Nigeria Cricket Federation, and they're trying to get cricket to that level where we will start following it. And it's going to be a busy, busy month of April for them. I don't know what's coming up is going to tell you. So if you're a fan of cricket or you're just trying to understand cricket, let's welcome the president of the Nigeria Cricket Federation, Adam Ukwenya. Joins us now live in the studio. Good to have you on Sports Tonight, President.
It's a mighty pleasure, Austin.
So we've been trying to get him for a long time, so I'm glad we took you out of Kaduna to come here and talk. So thank you so much for your time. Let's begin with cricket in Nigeria before we get into the busy month of April. When you became president, what did you meet and what did your board decide, or where did you decide to start making changes?
Well, we actually met the game at the national level in crisis, in the sense that particularly the results on the field of play had serious downturn in the last 4 or 5 years, where we were on a steep climb, the ladder. We were at one time about number 30 in the world. That was about 2013. And then we found ourselves even thrown out of the World Cricket League. And then we couldn't even qualify again from Africa. So we're not even ranked at the moment. And we're now trying to fight our way back. And with that was brought by a number of other situations as well, which will be difficult for me to go through this night. But one thing about running sports is that I always say it's a game of boxes that you need to tick right. Okay. Your performance on the field of play is always going to be decided by a number of boxes that need to be ticked right. How good is your administration, financing, and governance, for instance? How good is your development program? How good is your domestic program? How good are your facilities? And all these boxes need to be ticked right, and then it's going to translate to what happens on the field of play, which is the apex of another, which is the apical box. So every other thing ends up on the way your team plays.
Yeah, and so because if you don't tick those boxes right, it's going to affect performance. I loved when you mentioned facilities. How good are our facilities for playing cricket?
Yes, this is also a major challenge. I can't blame the last board for the state of facilities because they've always been there as a fault line in our development. We actually have moved off the facilities to world-class standard. For a country with potentials like Nigeria, we ought not to be playing with archaic facilities. So we do not have standard wickets. We don't have standard ovals. And this is a major concern of the current board. And if you go to Tafawa Balewa Square Oval, which is our number one, the first facility given by government to Nigerian cricket, there is a lot of work that is going on. We've done some major upgrade. And this upgrade is aimed at ending up being our first one-day cricket oval. Okay. That will match other one-day quality ovals that you see in Southern Africa and maybe other parts of the world. It's almost on the way. Okay. At the moment, we can see that upgrade is about 70% complete.
Cool. So from there on at TBS, we start going nationwide and find other facilities.
And the beauty about it is that we have pitches that are also under development in Abuja. Okay. And we're already working hard to see that those pitches come to reality. As a matter of fact, last week I was in Abuja with a major facility expert, I think the number one facility expert from South Africa, whom we invited on a consultancy basis to look at our own facilities and give us some sort of a roadmap to development to proper playing grounds.
Sounds good. So That's it with facilities. Let's come back to this busy month of April. All I know is that Nigeria will be hosting the T20 qualifiers. 4 countries will be taking part in it. Give me more details.
We are actually hosting 2 competitions, not one. Initially, we were asked by International Cricket Council to bid for the 20 overs World Cup qualifier for West African sub-region. And we were not sure whether it was the right thing at the beginning, because we're thinking about facilities, we're talking about funding, and we're thinking about the fact that we, as a board, new board, our feet were not on the ground. We were still struggling. But then we looked at the positives that will come out of the hosting and decided to throw ourselves in. And we were given the hosting right. In fact, we entered the bid on the last day. And just took a week, and we're told, okay, you guys have got what we want, and you'll be given the hosting right. And we've been working with them ever since then. Then after that, Africa Cricket Association came with also, this time they just awarded us the hosting right.
Straight up.
For the qualifier. That they know that we would have done a lot of work by the time the International Cricket Council competition finishes. And then we can go ahead with the African Cricket Association qualifier. So we are playing for 2 qualifiers, the African Cricket Association Cup and the International Cricket Council qualifier. If we win or we qualify, because I think qualifying first and second we qualify, but we're not thinking about second position. We are thinking about winning. It's in our best interest to win. If we win, then we move to the next level of competition, which is the African qualifier.
Okay. And so this is for the zone.
This is for it's a sub-regional qualifier.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So zone A qualifier.
That's why they say zone A. Zone A is Northwest Africa. Okay. And then we have the East and Central Africa, and then we have the Southern.
What teams are competing with Nigeria?
Okay, for Africa Cricket, for the ICC qualifier, is between Ghana, Sierra Leone, Gambia, and Nigeria. There are certain eligibility criteria. The quality of cricket in your country has to reach certain standard to be able to compete. That's why there are not too many West African countries in the qualifier. Okay. But for the Africa Cricket Association qualifier, there will be 6 countries. Mali and Cameroon will join this 4. Okay. Yes, and that will start from 24th.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. So tell us about the team that will be representing Nigeria at these qualifiers.
Well, knowing that the team wasn't actually playing well, we decided that we're going to go into some sort of a rebuilding process. And we know how difficult that will be. So what we now did was to start preparation as quickly as we got notice of competition. And the boys, can tell you, would have played almost 17 friendly matches. Wow. Each one of the players that will play in this competition would have played at least 17 warm-up matches. And that, we hope, will bring even the new boys, because there are several. We want a long-term plan. Sure. So what we've done is to bring in a lot new players. We structured the selection of the team, bring in newer players, and that will, of course, give us a bit of headache, but we'll expect that they will blend in quickly because they are talented young boys. So we're looking forward to a very good competition.
Oh, awesome, awesome. And playing at home gives you an edge that will spur you to do more. I like the fact that we have players that have been playing warm-up matches. The coaches, are they technically?
Yes, this is also a traditional fault line in our development, that we've not produced quality coaches over time. But this is an important area of development for us. But what we've done is to reach out and bring somebody who has the charisma and who has the talent to at least, maybe within a short while, influence the way the boys play. And that's why when we found out that Makai Antini, let's say the #1 cricket talent that Africa has ever produced. Wow. At least every other person will come after Makai Antini. I mean, when we knew that he was available, we had to quickly just move in to bring him over, and we're glad. Even just being here alone is enough motivation for for us.
That's a good.
And he
that's
did
a good
more
one.
than that. He just came in, flew to the field immediately. He just landed and he was straight to the field.
Wow.
And started working with the boys. And there is a lot of kick in the quality of performances from some of the players that that have been working with him since he came.
Anthony is a good addition and is going to, impact on the coaches. I also hear that there are plans to also teach upcoming talents. I'll let you talk about that when we come back from this break. Sports Tonight on Channels Television. We have the president of the Nigeria Cricket Federation in the studio, Adam Ukwenya. A lot of plans are in place to develop cricket in the country. So just in case you used to follow cricket and then you say, no, I'm disappointed, I don't like what's going on, and then you lean back. No, they're telling you to come back, that there are a lot of plans in place to develop the sport. Let's go on this break. When we come back, he just started talking about Makaya Ntini. We'll find out what he can do at the grassroots level. Don't go anywhere. Stay.